Hello, I am Bentham and welcome back to Cosmoteer. In the previous episode we upgraded our ship and added in some missile launching capabilities. That's all getting filled up at the moment, so you can see that's the factory that produces a load of bits, and then the bits are transported basically a third of a missile at a time into the storage, and then they go into here and then they get loaded into the tubes, and then of course they get fired at the enemy. So yes, last episode we finished adding in these things, and now we're going to take this out for a spin and see how it goes, but we are missing some important components, so I'm going to go back into build mode for just a second, because we need fire extinguishers, or we will inevitably burn to pieces. That doesn't make sense. We will burn. It will inevitably happen, because the game will just do that to us. So I'm going to build some. However, we can't afford anything right now, because we have 11 credits, so I'm going to sell some of this armor on the back here. And once we've sold this, we can afford it. I think we can actually buy another pair, potentially. Oh, we gotta pay for the doors as well, of course. Yes, so we wouldn't be able to quite do that. For now, these should be okay. If this blows up, we're screwed anyway, so whatever. As long as we have these ones in the core, they can get anywhere at reasonable speed, and we can always repair fire. So the only way that fire will horrifically murder us is if we're already being horrifically murdered anyway. Also, we need point defense, important thing, because it protects us from enemies firing missiles at us. But I think that's something we can get away with for the moment until we actually have a bit of money to spare. So we'll make that so, and we will jump to our next destination. So let me see. There's these two down here, and there's these two up here. I think we'll go to these ones because they're closer. Zeta Fadon Days the 12th, or number 12, whatever. 46 fuel, piece of cake to do. We'll spin around and jump to that. Gonna take a bit of time to charge these, though we still have the FTL drives right next to the power, so it's not a huge pain. Yeah, at the moment things are a bit of a mess. We need more doors and things like that, but we ran out of money halfway through construction, basically. So we just couldn't quite finish what we were trying to do. So we'll kill a couple of ships and then we'll have the money spare. So here we are, and let's go for the first guy. And of course this is the same difficulty level as before, so we should only do better than previously, but that does depend on what we face. We're a little bit slow at the moment, actually, looking at how our engines are doing. We need more of them. We need to bring these out and put a lot more backwards-facing engines, so we've got a bit more. Ah! That reminds me, it was also pointed out, I've forgotten reverse engines. We don't have those right now, and I've forgotten to add those in, so we'll just have to hope that this guy that we're fighting doesn't like close quarters, because we're going to be up in his face quite a bit. Yeah, we'll basically kill this guy. Oh, it's a Triraptor. We've seen those before. Take out the reactor. Piece of cake should knock it to pieces before it can really do much damage to us. And there's the missiles. They've missed! I mean, it's in the name, isn't it? Let's slow down and watch these in slow motion. So yeah, the full 6 of them are all in one big cluster over here. And this guy doesn't have point defense, so this is just going to go straight in the back of him. Right into the reactor. Is it going to take it out in one go? Yes, it is! Battle is over before it really begun. And we can't stop moving, we're just drifting forwards. Yeah, so that's the nice thing about missiles, is that sometimes they can just knock them out before anything actually happens. Let's go into build mode and make use of the money we've earned. So we could do with more power. Crew is alright. But yeah, we need reverse thrusters, and probably more thrusters in general. So I think what I'll do, how much can we afford? We're not drowning in money yet, so we shouldn't go crazy. Also, we've got to find somewhere to fit in point defense, but where? The problem is that there's too much forward-facing stuff already. We want all these weapons and all these shields, so there's no more room at the around here for this. And we've got these missiles here, so we can't bring anything out in the front here. We could put stuff on the edges here, but the point defense will barely have the range to protect the front. Then again, shields on the front. Maybe it doesn't matter. One tactic, I guess, could be to just have the point defense on the side. Anything hits us at the front, it hits shields. It's only when it tries to sneak around the back of us that it is a problem, and then we have the point defense sticking out the side for that maybe. I don't know, maybe. Either way, let's sort out the engines. So, priority 1, the forward-facing engine, so we can stop when we need to. I'd like to put them there, but that ain't happening. Got no room for that. Could make room for that, move everything out a bit, but a bit soon for that, we don't have the money. I think for the moment I'm just going to have to do a crappy bit of shoehorning. We'll fit it in here, and then we'll move the armor around a bit, I suppose. It's awkward though, because then it leaves the shield vulnerable. Unless we put it right next to the shield. And then it itself protects it. And we'll We'll then have... Is it in weaponry? No, it's in defense, isn't it? We'll have a bit of point defense on the side for the moment. I guess Nestle didn't like that, or maybe a better way of doing it. We'll have it stuck out at least this far. A couple on either side to just catch missiles flying past us. That's the idea. And then, not doors, bit of corridor here so that people can get to that. And it's something. Definitely a thing that exists. Do something like that just for a little bit of defense on the side. Oh, let's make it neater. We'll have this. Hopefully that doesn't get in the way of the point defense. I guess we'll see. Then extend this out here a little bit. Running out of money. Definitely can't afford any more reactors for the moment, unfortunately. Nope. What we'll do is we'll add in something here. Maybe not that quite that much. Yeah, rein it in a little bit. Have some here, and then the same thing as we have before. I like this particular thing on the back. Nice and well protected. Later on, we'll actually get some more engines. For the moment, we cannot afford that. So we'll make that so. Now we've got a bit of point defense to be getting on with. Not at the front, so we'll still get some hits to the shields, but they'll hit the shields, so we'll be okay. At least I think they hit the shields. I haven't actually encountered them properly yet, so I'm not 100% sure if that is how it works. I guess we'll hope. Let's move on for the moment. We've got our reverse thrusters now. Now the wings stick out a little bit too far, it's getting slightly comical. Also, we're going to hook this thing on us. It's come off fine. Right, off we go. So our ability to move forward is not very good right now. We'll definitely have to work on that. I sort of forgot about engines. And now we've got all this extra mass, we definitely need some more. We are facing the Stomper. We've encountered this one before. It's already opened fire. Really long range. Target that. And then just take out the shield generator, I think. In fact, just target the shield. Target the shield and then target the reactor. Get it out of the way. I think we can just punch through this one without too much trouble. Let's go to both ships' view, and we'll slow down a bit so we've got some time to watch the missiles fly. There they go, straight at the front, and no... Oh, they have some point defense, but yeah, no messing about this time. They went straight forward. Decent bit of starting damage. Didn't knock anything out, but they weakened the shield a bit, ready for the heavy weapons to go in. So yeah, we've got our electro bolts firing, though these ones aren't. So maybe if we move these out a bit, that'll work better. Oh, and... Oh, it wasn't enough, but it's cleared the path for us to get to the reactor. Oh, we did lose a shield there. Power issues again. That same problem. Yeah, I could do with a little bit more power at the front. Maybe just another power storage or something like that could do it. And then the ship would survive 50% longer before it started to really run into issues. Having more crew near the front works as well, but that's awkward. We've got so many other things that need to be at the front. That, also having crew there is difficult. I was going to say that for the moment we'll just go, but actually, let's... I've learned from previous mistakes here. I know not to ignore maneuverability. Let's make sure that we can fly a little bit quicker. We do not want to get into a situation like before where we just can't get away from an enemy that is annihilating us. Or just can't fly after an enemy quick enough to be able to get in weapon range. Though now we have missiles, no longer really a problem. Also, change target to this guy, because he's now flown towards us. The Junker, well, this is just a piece of cake. Yeah, we're getting to the point now where we're outclassing everything we fight. Which is nice, though we still haven't encamped... we were still a little bit faster than normal, so we basically killed it instantly. But yeah, we haven't actually faced the really tough things that we've encountered before. Hang on, something's going on over here. We got something hooked on us. Yes, we do. Random bit of debris in front of that engine. We'll deal with it later. We're already in range of this guy, so let's focus on knocking him out. Let's see how our missiles do this time. Straight forward. Oh, one of them missed. And it's missed again, but it managed to get him in the end and do a fair amount of damage. Oh, yep. Fell apart and just started gunning it for some reason. There we go, that's that sector done. Again with the power issues at the front. Let's see if we can tackle those. So we need another generator, definitely. To make enough room, I sort of need to move everything out. But that will be ridiculously expensive. considering how much is built here now. I basically just have to, from this point onwards, out by like 2 tiles so that we have enough room to fit like another reactor in here. Something like that. We can get rid of these quarters here, but that's awkward and annoying. How much will it cost? Let's look at that, because we're in the building mode, so we can measure it all out and then see. Now, why are we already at that to make it so? Did I not make it so before? Hold on, did I forget to do that? How do I? Oh, what am I doing? I'm confusing myself now. How to cancel? Did I not actually? I didn't make the change. I didn't realize. Make it so. There we go. I accidentally jumped out using the button instead of the thing that actually makes the upgrade. Whoops. Shouldn't have done that, because now it's going to be even more expensive to do this. But now I can check what the cost is before I do it. So I'm thinking, not quite that, from here. All of this out by a fair chunk. So yeah, copy this. And then to paste it 2 tiles out. Instantly all our money. If I get rid of a couple of things, can we do that? Okay, so we can afford to make that change, and we end up with like 1 extra crew quarters and like nothing else. Maybe that's just what we spend this money on, and then we can spend the next money on the actual upgrades. Can we move these out? Might as well get that change in. Yep. But we can definitely not afford another reactor. Can we afford storage? I wonder. That's only 2,000. We do that, and that'll help a little bit. And then we could buy some more crew quarters again, but it's really not that much of an urgent issue. Oh wow, but yeah, crew quarters are so expensive because of the hiring costs. I'm thinking I'll just put some more quarters here. We can afford that. Takes us up to the limit of our money, but that makes crew far more than needed, really. I'm gonna not do that. We need crew near the front, actually, though, so we'll have those ready. They can be on call to quickly react to things over here. We could also spend a little bit of our remaining money to sort out doors, because we've not been paying attention to those, and they could be going horrifically wrong and being terrible. So I'll just quickly look around at where we could add some in. Having some there would be good, and then there, so that people can get from that reactor to that storage quickly, because at the moment that storage is in a terrible place. We could really do with some reactors in these sections, but we're not quite at that level of money yet. And it's a bit of a risk. This is already explosive here, and you know, if someone manages to get a couple of good shots through the exact right point, could spell the end for us. These need rearranging. What is this mess? Put them over here. Put them in. Get into the engines via the point defense and rubbish. It's a bit dumb. Is there anything else? Quick access down to here from those quarters might be useful. Then what about down here? Because I've not been paying any attention to this. Move these out a smidge. Then this here is all a bit awkward. We don't want doors out from the sides of the engines. That's silly. We just have doors that connect up from... Let's do that. And then... doors here, perhaps? Some here as well. Want people to be able to easily get across here. Really, a corridor would be better for that, but... we don't have the money for that. Oh, we've used up all our money making new doors. Crap. Can we sell something? Not enough. Not enough. That's enough. Leaves the rear a little bit undefended, but hopefully we're maneuverable enough to not worry about that. Alright, that'll do. Still power issues, but we've made the space now so that we can then upgrade by adding in some new reactors. So that's the next step. For now, we'll jump. Nice and cheap. And once we've done a bit of killing there, we'll be able to upgrade and add in some new reactors and stuff. Taking forever for everything to charge up. But there we go, we can jump. We'll finish off the preparations of the missiles when we arrive. Here we are. We'll give people a bit of time to move things around. I guess we can plot the course. And they should have it ready by the time we're there. Keep an eye on everything. They're managing to get the power cells to there. It's not the best situation, but we'll fix it soon. Once we can afford those sorts of things. Yeah, all the missiles are ready. We are good, and aha! Here it is, the Spartan. The donut ship that destroyed us last time. It will not have victory again. Take out the shield generators first. And then what next? I mean, the control room is a tempting target. Let's see if we can just knock that out straight after taking out the shields. This is a good time for slow-mo. Get the proper view of both of them. Firing the missiles. And that is the shields gone immediately. We can just go straight for the generators before they can recharge them. That's one down. Switch to the other one. Missiles going completely off course for a second there, but that's the other one down. And there goes the control room. Reactor 1. And once we can actually shoot it, because the thing's just spinning madly now. Oh, what was that there? Something else blew up, but there is Reactor 2. Vengeance. Sweet vengeance. So much easier this time. Now let's go take out the next guy. A very good start. I think we can now handily defeat anything we face in the professional sectors. We haven't encountered the Electrobolt one yet, but there's only so much that it can do to us now, really. Here's another junker. These ones are just laughably terrible, really. It's basically a demonstration of a fun concept. As an actual useful ship, it is terrible. On to the next one. Add quadruple speed. And this one is the Slicer. Ooh, this one's got an ion cannon. Well, oh, and it's got the shield generator right at the back. Very clever. Target that. And then the guns will try and get through the ion cannon to get to it, but the missiles, if they miss, might swing around the back and smash straight into the shield generator, which will be perfect. They've not done that, they've just hit it head on, but that works too. And it's gone before they could even fire. And there's the shield generator gone. And target the reactors. Sorted. On we go. We've not taken any damage yet so far. Our shields are too good. We've got enough defense that they just don't have a chance. And it's a Triraptor. This time our missiles were too accurate to be able to go straight through the back and take out the... Oh, we are taking damage now. Yeah, go on, just keep battering it. Okay, target the reactor specifically. We seem to need to order that, or they'll just fire randomly. Took a bit of damage there. I don't think it was anything major. Yeah, so just a bit of damage to those two things. I mean, if they'd broken through that and got to here, then it'd be an issue, but the odds of that happening are fairly slim. They'd need to have an angle at us like that, really. Yeah, we could do with point defense. We need more work on that, really. Let's go into build mode and see what we can do. The thing's got very wide now. It's a bit weird, but it means that we've got enough, like, surface area at the front to fit all the things we need. Yeah, now we've moved this out, we have a bit more room here to do a bit of messing about. And so we could do some point defense, but actually I'm wondering if we should do something something weaponry-wise, because we've not upgraded our sort of main stuff here, and we are still a little bit susceptible to electrobolts. So what I'm thinking is just adding in some cannons here instead. Taking out all this stuff and having that in, because we now have the space for that. Let us try planning that out. So remove all these. Put a bit of corridor in, I guess. And then weaponry. Large cannon, I'm thinking. Just go straight for that. Put that there. Then we can have our ammo storage here. A little bit of armor on the side, just to be safe. Actually, no. A little bit of point defense on the side. Nice spot for it. And then it's a case of working out how we want to do the ammo factories, because we don't want those at the front. That is a recipe for disaster. We want them back here somewhere. So for the moment, get rid of those. And then ammo factories around here, maybe? Right next to the reactors. And then just a case of what way round to have them. I suppose just like that. Then we'll have some more power storage here, maybe? We're becoming very reliant on power storage now, I'll admit. And actually we don't need it that much anymore, because now we've just got these things here that require power. Everything else is, well, these require power as well, but not very much of it. So perhaps we don't need that. You can see now that we have enough reactors. So maybe that is a bit overkill, really, in terms of the storage now. We can probably just leave it like that. Also, let's make sure to actually have some doors between the cannons and the storage. It'd be silly not to have that. We'll move this down as well and move this across so people can get to it nice and quick. Doors into the reactors so people can get power to them rapidly. Have some doors there as well. Anything else urgently needed? Let's... Now, what I'm thinking is actually rotating these. Have them like that. Put a door there. Slightly longer to get from A to B, but then what we can do is have some crew quarters here, and they can go straight from their rooms into the ammo factories. Help keep that whole system running nicely. Could put a bit of armor on the side of the cannons, just to be safe. Only a little bit. Looks a bit silly, that, actually. What if we do it like that instead? Although the cannons can turn very far from one side to the other, and they shouldn't need to, so that'll be a little bit of defense just for the side of the thing. Because, of course, now we widen the thing, there's a little bit more of an open space in the shields for people to fire through. Doing fine for money, because we actually sold a lot of stuff for it. But that's the thing, because we sold all those guns, we suddenly don't need as much in the way of reactors anymore. Oh, the missiles, actually. Oh, we'll have to get rid of that. There's a danger that the missiles might just keep hitting the side of the ship and not getting anywhere if we don't keep that clear. What else to do now? Because we've got money left. What we could do is start saving up for a new ship. At some point we're going to want to get to that. Well, what I'm going to do is add some fire extinguishers in here. Nestle them in there, have them ready at the front, and they'll provide a little bit more defense than Corridor will, I suppose, if someone manages to break through the shield generators. What else to be done? I'm going to move these out, I think. Make it slightly quicker to get from the reactors to those. And there's nothing else we need to do unless we want to start adding in more missile pods or something. We probably don't have the money for that yet, though. I would like to get it. I would like to double these up so we've got like 2 missile pods with some storage in between, and maybe around as well, because it seems like they burn through their storage crazy fast. I mean, one like storage full is enough for 1 volley of missiles, so you need quite a lot of storage in factories relative to each launcher, really. Maybe I will just leave it at that as a good first strike, and then have a proper missile ship that is really focused on that. But yeah, there's nothing else that we need. We are good, really. Not much in the way of quarters at the front of the ship. That's all we can do. We can add in some quarters here. And then we can put some fire extinguishers elsewhere. Definitely want to make sure we have some. So here maybe, it's not the best, but there shouldn't be too many people who want to go across here, really. But let's move these to here. Also these to here, I'd say. And this here. Just so people can get power across to there. Actually, they don't... Well, they need to get power across to there, and they don't need people to be going through doors there for that. So we'll leave those out. We can probably move these to somewhere a little bit more out of the way. Put them there. Some doors here, and also here. And that looks pretty good. We'll put some there as well. I think that's pretty decent. Some parts of the ship are still a bit silly. But I think I'm happy with that. We're still fine in terms of FTL drive. Let's just get everything charged up again. I mean, I guess we can jump in the meantime. So where to go to next? These two up here, I guess, just to get this system completed. Then again, this is where we're going to be jumping to whenever we're trying to get between 2 other things. So maybe we should leave stuff out at this one. go to one of these outer sectors. Oh wow, this is full of red. Maybe not this one. I see 2 places we want to go to. Another 2 there, and that's it. Maybe that's all we need to have enough money, really. You know what? We will go that way. Let's jump to Sigma Quipacris 8. Yeah, the names are pointless in this. They mean nothing, but it's fun to try and read them sometimes. Everything charged up, and off we go. Wasting no time there. I do like how all the sounds are sped up as well. Here we are, and let's just go for... If we can actually... There we go, aim at the right guy. Let's go for the one who's far away from other ships. And see what we get. He's a little bit speedy, this guy. The Sumo, he's got 1 big cannon on the front. Actually, it's a medium cannon on the front. It's not even that awesome. Let's go into slow-mo. Let's go into proper slow-mo for this and see just how much we annihilate him. So, missiles coming in. All missing terribly. Point defense opening fire. But now we are right up in its face. One of the cannon shots missed. Oh, it's doing a good job of outmaneuvering us there, but we're turning to face. Our missiles are coming back. They're going to hit us. They're having to dodge around us. It's a good job that the missiles are good at that, and that they don't explode properly when they hit your own ship. Otherwise, that would have been a masterful move by this guy. Doing a very good job of dodging everything we're sending at him. That's the thing about these cannons. Their range is terrible. Let me see about... Oh, we're pretty much as close as we want to be already, to be honest. It's just the ship's so small that we're missing it with the big cannons. Though I guess because it's so small, we don't need the big cannons, so that works out okay, really. Again, it's dodging, but it's dodging because we're blowing it to pieces and sending it flying, so I think we've got it covered now. Yeah, the cannon's doing a terrible job. How are things over on this end? The storage is empty, but the cannons hadn't run out, so it's not terrible. Missile stuff had all run out entirely. Very easy for that to happen. When we make a missile ship, we'll have to make sure that we really go ham on all the extra factories and stuff. But that went pretty well. And on to the next guy. I think we're at the point now where we can deal with 2 ships at once, so we don't have to worry anymore about that possibility. The Marauder. This one's got a lot of cannons, even more than us, but we've got plenty of other weapons to deal with it. Oh yeah, just blasted it in the back. All its engines are gone, because all the missiles are just going around it. There goes the reactor. On we go. I don't know if we're ready for the next sector. It seems like we're getting to that point. We probably want to have a second ship before we do that, though, just so we have something that can outmaneuver enemies. Oh, we have taken damage there. What to? A little bit of the side here. Not too much of a problem. Here we are, the Stomper. Let's at least go down to normal speed for this. Yep, just going right up in its face and battering it. We need more reverse engines, really. They're just awkward, because you want to have them where you have weapons already. Yeah, being far away from the enemy is not really important for this particular ship. Yeah, when you don't target specific stuff, it really slows down the abilities of your ship to do damage, because they just fire at everything and don't really get anything particularly done overall. Just target the reactor and have done with it. That's that done, and on we go. To our final ship of the day. Still not encountered... Oh, we've got a bit of debris on us. Yes, we have. That's fine. When we stop, it'll go flying, I guess. Ion frigate. It's a big old ion cannon and pretty much nothing else. There goes that debris. See how this thing fares. Slow it down a bit. Oh, it is firing the beam. Could manage to achieve something with it. Probably not, though. You can watch it on that screen. And the missiles are all going to go straight in the back of it. Will they get to the reactor? Probably not, but they'll make good progress in that direction. That's the thing, they've sent it into a bit of a spin for a second, so I had to stop firing. More missiles arriving. We're also battering it with all the other general weaponry. Cannons missing, as they do. In the big fights, they'll hit, because it'll be hard for them not to, so it'll work out in the end. Though we don't have any electrobolts right now. That is something we would like to have. Oh, this is the one that... This was the ship that was able to outmaneuver us last time. But this time, I've made sure to actually have enough forward thrusters, and so it's not getting away from us this time. Finish him off, target the reactor. There's nothing left of him now. And sorted. And there it is. So yeah, we've not encountered the one with the electro bolts, but everything else now that gave us a run for our money previously, we have slain. And so I am pretty happy with that. And that brings us to the end for today. Next episode, I'm going to say we'll build a new ship. I think we'll have enough money. We'll do a couple more of these sectors, so we've definitely got the funds. I mean, how much does this cost? 500,000 now. So to make one of this size, we need quite a lot more, but it'll probably be a smaller one. I'm thinking before we do a big missile one, I'd quite like to do one that has its main focus on ion beams, because I'm missing out those right now. I've decided this ship isn't going to be built for that sort of thing, so it'd be nice to have another one that is, especially if that's the one that is weaker and thus the enemy doesn't care about. So he'll face us, that guy can sneak around the back and then fire as many as like 4 ion beams into the back of it and burrow straight towards wherever its reactors are. That would be cool to have. And then after that, we'll make the missile boat sort of thing. And then I think 3 is a nice number to be at, and you got a medium range, a short range, and a long range sort of focus. I think that's cool. But that's all we have time for today, so I shall say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.